Do you hate ads? I hate ads. You know what I love? Patreon.com/inkdependence, where patrons get access to a patron-only Discord, ad-free videos, and the joy of knowing they help support this channel. Hello folks, welcome to Inkdependence. I'm Mike, and today I have a box for you from Stilo Stile. They're over in Italy, and I had this shipped out because I found a pen that I really wanted to have, and then we found a pen that Audrey's been looking for a little while, and so we got a couple of them, and they have arrived. They arrived very quickly via UPS, so that was cool. Shipping was only like 10 euro or something like that. It wasn't too bad for getting here from Italy. Didn't get hit with any weird charges or anything like that, so that's always nice. Here's my Benchmade Adria today. I've had this in my pocket because it's been extremely rainy here, and this is a nice wet weather knife. It's not going to corrode or rust up on me from being in my pocket and me getting rained on a lot. All right, let's see what we got in here. All right, so invoice, put that over here. Let me just check everything on this right quick. Yeah, 10 euros for shipping. Cool. All right, so these are fun. Look at these packing peanuts. These are really interesting. I've never seen these before. Huh? These are weird. All right, cool. And then 2 pens, and yeah, nothing else. These are great. Somebody will get these if you order stuff from my store. I keep all this stuff. I reship with them. All right. Whoa. Let's start out with this one because why not, right? Let me grab the information here. Okay, so this is the first pen that I've actually bought from Wancher or however you say that word. Pretty nice box here. Eyedropper, nib size cartridge, black and orange, clear, rainbow. So Audrey was saying there is a cartridge version of this pen, but I haven't seen it, and that's interesting. And I haven't seen the rainbow either, but I haven't really had my eye on these. This is a little pen called the PoChaCo, and it's this tiny little thing. It's about the size of my thumb. Audrey bought one in pink, and then a friend of ours sent me this one because they didn't love it, and so they wanted me to have it and give it a shot. This is a tiny little eyedropper pen. It will post if you just like kind of smush the cap on there, and you need it to post because it is so small. Even posted, I have to kind of jam it inside my hand to write with it. But you know, cute little pen and a real interesting thing here. But that's the PuchiCo from Wancher. They also have one called the PoChaCo, and this is that one. I went ahead and got it in the same colorway because, well, the other one was out. I kind of like the clear a little bit better, but this was the only one they had. So they came with some instructions here, how to fill it up, take the cap off, undo that, use the thing, draw for the deal right with this thing here. Or if it has a cartridge, you can stick a. I don't think this can use a cartridge. I think this is only eyedropper, but let's see. All right, so in here we have this nice like dense foam stuff. We've got a little eyedropper dealy here with some measurements. I'm not sure exactly what those are. Maybe mils, but probably not. I don't know. And then we have the pen, which is actually much larger than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a smaller pen. Let's go ahead and take a look at this thing. So yeah, this is much larger than the PoChaCo. I mean, the PoChaCo is comically small, just so tiny. This one is much bigger. Yeah, the clip on the PoChaCo is almost as big as the PoChaCo. Crazy. Then, opening this up, you unscrew it here, and yeah, there's the cap there. It looks like we got a nice little. I can really stick a whole finger in there. That's so big. I can feel. I don't think there's an inner cap liner, but it does have that shelf in there, so it ought to keep it fairly wet. We've got a nice looking nib here. Let's see, is the nib on this one the same? Not quite. The larger nib has the gold tone on the outside, and the little silver, little flower there is in silver, and that's pretty cool. This one is just all gold. This is such a much bigger nib. I'm pretty sure this is a number 6 nib. Certainly what it looks like from here, but on this stubby pen, it does look kind of odd. Another difference here is the threads on the PoChaCo are back here, and the PoChaCo has them up here at the front of the section, which ought to be pretty comfortable. You're not going to be putting your fingers on them, and if they were right here, you would be. So that's a good change there. Let's see, feeds and everything look very, very normal. This nice marbled orange body. I do like an orange orange pen, so that's pretty dope. Came right. Wow, that doesn't have very many turns. Let's see. All right. How am I going to count this? There's nothing. No landmarks. One, two, 2.5. 2.5 turns to take the body off here. Yeah, you can't put a well. Actually, I think you could put a cartridge on that. Huh. Let's see. Yeah, well, I bet if you took this little O-ring off, you could put a cartridge on it anyway. I'm not sure if you could put one on there with it on there, but interesting. I wasn't really expecting that. This is an eyedropper, and so I kind of didn't even think you'd be able to put that on there. But I think if you took this off there, you could just put a cartridge on there. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, standard kind of housing and everything there. Okay, let's put this back together right quick. We do have a fair number of O-rings on here. There's one here, there's one at the nipple there, and then there's one over here as well to keep this from leaking, which is good. You don't want that to happen if you've got an eyedropper pen. Look at the walls on this thing. They are so thick. Can I put this? I can't quite put this. Kind of put that in there. That's so comical. All right, yeah, so you just fill up the body there, or I guess put a whole cartridge in there. Let's see if I have an empty, one sec. All right, so this is the little PuchiCo mini converter. This is the worst version. The new version is much improved and it folds over, but this is the original version here. Let's just see, does this go on here? It certainly doesn't with that O-ring on there. Let me try taking the O-ring off. I'm just curious now. All right, set that aside. Maybe you don't lose it, but let's see. Do you go on here? It does not. Nope, no dice. Doesn't take cartridges. No cartridge on this. Just an eyedropper. All right. Well, that answers that question. Does not even fit on there. That's okay. So you just fill up the barrel here with ink. Screw the top on. Whoops! Don't forget that you have an eyedropper, and away you go. This didn't come with any kind of silicone grease or anything like that. You can grease threads on these sorts of things if you need to. Put some grease right here around these threads, and then ideally around the threads on the nib housing as well. But you don't really have to. There's enough O-rings there. It should be okay. And I don't know if Audrey has any grease on hers, and it's been just fine. So yeah, and there you go. On hers, the little light pink one, you can totally see the ink through the barrel, but there's no way you're seeing the ink through this thing. So there you go. There's the PoChaCo. That's a really interesting pen. It's so weird and stubby. This is kind of this is the style of pens they were making in Japan a while ago. There were a bunch of these very stumpy pens around, and they are pretty popular in some circles. I think they're interesting. Let's go ahead and see. Yeah. Oh yeah, posts really securely. Actually, this is a big, thick lip on this cap. Everything on this thing is just overdone so much. All right, yeah, no, that's a completely usable size. It's quite thick here, but I think this is usable if weird. So yeah, there you go. This was not terribly expensive. It was 34, about 35 euro. So maybe 40 bucks, something like that. So not bad. Pretty fun little pen for the price. And it's fun to have as a combination with the PuchiCo. So there's the two PoChaCo and PuchiCo pens. Their little Wancher emblems and all that jazz. That's fun. Cool. All right, now the pen that made me actually make this order comes from Opus 88, and this is a pen that I saw on Instagram, and I was like, oh no, I have to have that. They seem to make a color of the year pen, so the Pantone color of the year this year is Mocha Mousse, and this is the Mocha Mousse. So there's a little booklet here, Stilo Stile. Oh, that's fun. I think they just kind of must have put these on there because it's not exclusive as far as I know. It's it's available other places, but. Not too many. All right, there you go. Just fill it up. We got two eyedropper pens here. Eyedroppers on eyedroppers. But this is the Opus 88 demo model, which is funny because it is. I don't have any that are actually demonstrators. Demonstrator pens are clear, and you can see the parts inside and all that jazz, and these just never like that. This is an interesting box. I don't have any boxes like this from them. We have an extra O-ring here. They always come with an extra O-ring. I've never needed to use one, but it's nice that it's there. And they also come with an eyedropper, which is very useful. I have used their eyedropper for sure. to fill up pens. So the only thing about having an eyedropper pen that doesn't have an ink window or anything like that, and I don't think this does, although I haven't opened it up yet. Let's see here. I don't think it does. The demos usually don't. Is that you can't really tell how much ink is in here. So you're just going to have to guess. But, you know, it carries a fair amount of ink. My other one took forever to run out. Oh, that's beautiful. All right, so Mocha Mousse is our Pantone color of the year. It is also, of course, a color that I like a lot because I love a good taupe. I just made 2 inks that are taupes. You can find those in my store. Link in the description. But Trust a Bivalve is a taupe ink. And of course, I had to get this. I mean, it's just, obviously, look at this beautiful acrylic at the top and the, at the finials here. You can see it's kind of hard to see through there, but it is a little bit translucent. You can see some light through it. And then on the section, it's thinner, and so you can see through it much more easily. That looks nice, and the same thing down here. Now, when you want to fill this pen, you just unscrew the barrel here from the section. There's all that jazz. And then you'll see there's this little post in here, and this is a classic Japanese style eyedropper. So a little bit of swarf in there, a little dust, no big deal. So that means that there is a stopper in here, and that will cut off the ink flow from the barrel into the section. And that'll make it less prone to leak if you have it just carrying around in your bag, or if you're flying with it or something like that. So a good pen to fly with. Now, in order to use your pen for very long at all, you're going to want to open the back end here. Just like give it a few twists. You don't have to unscrew it all the way, but you can unscrew it for quite a ways, and you can pull that rod back and move that piston way out of the way if you want to, but you don't really need to. I almost never do. You just unscrew it a little bit, and that'll be enough to let some ink flow into the section, and away you go. But that means you can just, pack this up, fly with it, throw it in your bag, whatever, and you don't have to worry about any of that other stuff that people worry about when they fly with pens. Honestly, I don't really do much stuff when I fly with pens. I just flew to the Chicago Pen Show a couple of weeks ago, and I just put my pens in a pen case. They were in a plastic bag just in case, but none of them leaked or anything. So I didn't, arrange them nib up or do any weird stuff. I just put ink in them, put them in the bag and let them be, and they were all fine. So, you don't have to go to too many lengths when you're flying with a pen, but pens like these are especially good for flying because you absolutely don't have to worry about it. Just screw that down, cut off the ink supply, and there's nothing to leak. But this is a gorgeous pen. I think they did a beautiful job with this. I love an Opus 88 especially for use with shimmers and that sort of thing. This will probably get the shimmering version of Trust a Bivalve. We have this very nice number 6 Yovo nib here with the Opus 88 engraved in there. The Opus 88 is really shining against that shiny black nib there. Really pretty. Good appointments. Oh, this is nice. This is like a rhodium trim. It's not quite as dark as the nib, I think, but it looks really nice. Does this post? It probably doesn't. No, the demos don't post. And you probably don't want them to. They're a fairly long pen. This is a big, very normal, sort of a classic line on this pen here. Big flat top pen. I like these. I like the demo quite a lot. I like pretty much all my Opus 88s, honestly. They're quite nice. And this one was only 114 euro, which is just not bad at all. I think that's a perfectly good price for this pen. So that's pretty rad. I like it. I think it's neat. We got 2 really great pens out of this order, and I'm psyched about that. So really good. So check out Stilo Stile. Go and order yourself a PoChaCo and or a Mocha Mousse. I think these will be coming to other stores soon if you don't want to order from Italy, but I don't know when, and I didn't want to delay and risk missing it because knowing me, I'd forget, and I kind of really wanted this one. All right, that's it. I'll see you all in the next video. Until next time, think about what you put out in the world, make it a better place. Peace out, y'all. All right, whoa!